Overhead cable problem disrupts MTR services for hours. Excessively high levels of cadmium found in 3 rice samples. And violence in Xinjiang leaves 16 dead. Good evening. Tens of thousands of people endured severe disruptions on the MTR today. This after services along the Cheongkwon line and part of the Kuntong line were suspended due to an alleged technical fault. No one was injured in the ordeal, but the government still wants the MTR to submit a full explanation within 3 days' time. What's more, the MTR could be fined over $7 million. Our Vicky Kong has more about today's MTR disruption. Excessive levels of the harmful heavy metal cadmium have been detected in rice samples involving 3 different brands. All of them were imported from the mainland. According to the Consumer Council, 2 of the 3 rice brands have now been taken off the shelves. Shoa Da Silva reports. The Consumer Council also received over 400 complaints about online purchases of airline tickets in the first 11 months of this year. That's triple the number from the same period last year. Here's Jenny Leung with the details. There's been another confirmed case of H7N9 in Guangdong. The latest person is a 65-year-old woman in Yangjiang who is now in critical condition. As for the Guangdong man who was diagnosed with the virus earlier, he remains in critical condition. Authorities believe he visited a restaurant in Dongguan where live chickens were kept and slaughtered on the premises. Jenny Lam reports. Authorities in the Xinjiang region say police shot and killed 14 people during a riot near the city of Kashgar last night. 2 officers were also killed while 2 suspects were arrested. Officials in Beijing blamed the violence on local Uyghur separatists. Authorities also blamed separatists for an incident in Beijing in October when a jeep crashed near Tiananmen Square, killing 5 people. China announced today that it plans to bring moon rocks back to Earth in 2017. The announcement on the next phase of an ambitious space program comes after the Chang'e 3 mission successfully carried out its first tasks on the moon. James Aiken has more. A high-rise building fire in downtown Guangzhou that was burning out of control for over 13 hours was finally extinguished this morning. The fire was put out at about 8 a.m. after it burned through the 25-story unfinished building. No casualties were reported, but the massive blaze required a total of 58 fire engines and 350 firefighters just to battle it. Some 20 workers inside the building and about 1,600 residents living nearby had to be relocated. And as a precaution, classes were suspended in 3 schools near the site. Construction on the building was suspended more than 10 years ago, but the structure was being used as a storehouse for shoes and wooden boards. Harvard University has confirmed that 4 buildings on its campus outside Boston are being evacuated due to unconfirmed reports of explosives being detonated. 3 of the buildings being evacuated are located in the Cambridge border Harvard Yard. The school posted alerts on its emergency page and its Twitter account, saying both the school and police are investigating. Harvard University police admit they received a report that explosives may have been placed in all 4 buildings, which is why they evacuated them. This as final exams have begun at the Ivy League school. In sports now, Tottenham's heavy defeat to Liverpool last night was the final straw as the club sacked their manager, Andre Villas-Boas, today. As Tony Saban reports, their dramatic loss of form in recent weeks has seen them slump to 7th in the English Premier League. And brace yourself for tomorrow's weather. Temperatures are expected to drop to as low as 10 degrees tonight, with cold weather continuing well into next week. This week, the observatory issued the cold weather warning, saying temperatures will range between 10 and 13 degrees and will drop even further by Wednesday. And that's the news. Good night.